here's Al Davis, and Al, you have to be.
This city, even if I have to visit, because I have great memories here, and my wife still lives here, and we still have a home here. And so I expected it, though. The fans here were never a problem with the Raiders. They love the Raiders, and certainly the Raider organization loved the fans. And we always had tremendous games here, exciting. And I admit it's a preseason, but it's still an emotional, inspirational experience.
You're being wooed by several cities now. What's the latest on a possible move for your team?
Well, I don't think that's important tonight, Tom. I was going to avoid or evade the question, but I thought I'd answer it and say that what we're interested here tonight is the development of the Raider football team for 1989. We'd like to think in the 60s, 70s, and 80s we've had the best records in pro football. We are the team of the decades, but we've slipped in the last few years, and the fire that burns brightest in this organization and me is the will to win, and that's really why we're here, although there's no question that you can't overlook the outpour and the tremendous fan base here in Oakland. But the team, the development of the team tonight and how we progress for 1989, that's uppermost in my mind.
You know, that's what I'd like to ask you about. I watched you guys play last year, and here it was down in the November, December, and you were in the hunt. You had a chance to really win that division, but you couldn't even get together for a 500 season. What was it last year, and what we have to do differently this year to improve?
Well, number one, great players win football games, and maybe the Raiders have to get more great football players, but we think we should be very explosive. We should be a dynamic football team, getting the ball up the field. And a lot depends on the balance of power, how much the competition improves. We've got a much tougher road schedule this year, and having to go to Philadelphia, we have to go to New York, actually the Meadowlands, to play the Jets. And we've got the Redskins coming out to Los Angeles, but it's a much tougher schedule. But we think we're a better team, and obviously we've got a new coach who's in his second year, and we'll see how his progress is and just the progress of the whole football team. We have to score more points, and obviously we have to play better defense. The last game of the season that would have won the division and put us in the playoffs, we lost by 6 points, and both teams were in the 30s. And so obviously that doesn't speak too highly of your defense and maybe turnovers and things like that. We just have to win, Joe. It's no one particular thing. You just have to win. We just have to get them some better football players and throw the ball up the field better.
Al, just a quick word about Mike Holovac, who is the general manager of the Oilers now. He used to be with you and the Raiders.
Yes, Mike was one of our assistant coaches. I have great love for Michael Holovac. Just a fine, clean gentleman who knows the game of football. Did a great job with the Boston Patriots when he was there. Did a great job for the American Football League, and just fond memories of Mike Holovac. He was a great coach here, an assistant coach for John Madden. And we often kid Fred Blitnikoff, because Mike handled our wide receivers, that it was Michael who taught Fred how to catch the ball. And but we have great respect for him and great love, if that's the word.
Al, thank you very much for visiting with us, and we wish you all the best of luck for the coming season.
Thank you very much, Tom, and I hope you, Joe, do a great job. And Joe asked me a hell of a question tonight. In about 2 years, I'm going to put him on the mic, and I'm going to ask him a question or two. But thanks a lot. It's always great to be with you, really.
All right, Jim, that's the scene here at the Oakland Coliseum.
For the Raiders, the left.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you also. Say something, Tom.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How's this? Let me put this behind you.
I want to make.
Okay.
I want to make sure I can hear you.
We're going to do a wide shot first, like always, Mike. Okay.
You want to see that monitor?
That's okay. I just trust him. He'll come to me when he'll know when to come. Okay.
Oakland, as the bad boys of the 70s meet the bad boys of the 80s. KHTV, in association with the Houston Oilers, presents the 1989 Houston Oilers Television Network. Tonight, the Houston Oilers take on the Los Angeles Raiders in 1989's third preseason contest. Tonight's telecast is brought to you in...
Nearly 60,000 at the Oakland Coliseum. It has a playoff atmosphere as the folks here in the Bay Area prove they do love their Raiders. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Oakland Coliseum. Tom Hammond and Joe Namath. The confetti's coming down. It is a great atmosphere, even if it is a preseason game. And Joe, isn't it ironic that these two teams would be matched up here?
It is, in a sense that Houston has the House of Pain now, right? Well, this house right here in Oakland used to be the House of Pain. Now, the Oilers have taken over that dominating character, tough character that the Raiders used to have. I'm excited about this game. It's going to be fun tonight.
The Raiders and the Oilers from the Oakland Coliseum. We're going to dust off the confetti and be back with the opening kickoff after this word from your local station.
Talk to me, little Tom. I want to jack you up.
Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Level test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test, test, test.
Jeffries, 84. Let me see. Hennison, 52, 63. Munchak, 77. Davis, 75. 4. Matthews, 77.
In Oakland.
The sold-out Oakland Coliseum, the baseball field, of course, still very much in evidence as the Oakland A's right in the middle of their playoff hopes, as this team is excited about football for tonight anyway, giving way to that baseball chase in the American League West for a night to welcome back the Raiders. The Los Angeles Raiders being courted by Oakland to perhaps return to this Coliseum in the future. Just had the toss of the coin, and the Oilers have won the toss and will receive to open this game. And Joe, we got to come back again to this atmosphere. Have you ever seen a preseason game like this?
This is great. You know, we got here, folks, about 4:30, 4:45, and I mean, it was already a half-filled house. And the people outside the stadium as well as in, they're just so excited about this evening that it carries over, not only to us, but to these players, too. We talked to several of the guys, and they're up for this game.
The Raiders are 0-2 in the preseason so far. They have not posted a win and are hoping to rebound from a subpar season in 1988. They were 7-9 last year. They have lost both to San Francisco and Dallas here in the preseason. The Oilers, as you know, even their preseason record at 1-1 with the 26-10 victory over Miami at Jacksonville a week ago after losing the opener to Tampa Bay. Mike Shanahan and Jerry Glanville, the opposing coaches for tonight's game, each in black. And it is funny that the Oilers have become the Raiders of the 80s. Jeff Yeager getting set to kick it off for the Raiders, and the opening kickoff of tonight's game is brought to you by Miller Lite. Deep for the Houston Oilers is Rod Harris, a rookie out of Texas A&M who scored a touchdown, his first pro touchdown against the Dolphins a week ago on a pass from Cody Carlson. Jager's ready to kick it off for the Los Angeles Raiders. In the crowd, about 99% in silver and black on its feet. And the ball, what an anticlimax, and the ball falls off the tee.
Well, I'm looking at the flags on the open end of the stadium, and there's no wind or apparent wind at all. I think Yeager maybe had it crooked,
Well, the crowd had just worked itself into a frenzy, too. They're going to have to start all over again. The Raiders played here in the Oakland Coliseum for 16 seasons from 1966 to 1981. This time the ball is sent on its way and taken halfway through the end zone by Harris, who'll down it there. So the Oilers will start at their own 20-yard line, and you can expect this crowd to be in it from the outset.
And Harris did the right thing staying in the end zone, I might add. This crowd is already high. He was deep in the end zone. Had he tried to bring it out, he would not have made it to the 20, I don't believe, and it would have just fired this crowd up even more, Tom.
There you see the numbers on Warren Moon in 1988. In the preseason so far, he's hit on 69% of his passes, 11 of 16, a couple of touchdowns and 1 interception. On the ground to Pinkett. And Pinkett is stacked up after a gain of 2 by the center of that Raider defense, with Van McElroy coming from a safety spot to put on the clincher. There's the starting offensive lineup for the Houston Oilers tonight. Givens having a great...
Get anything going off the ball. This Raider front is digging in. They're tough.
Munchak and Matthews, the Pro Bowl performers from a year ago. 2nd down and 7. Moon's first pass. Plenty of time. Now it breaks down and he's sacked. Mike Wise, you see on that left end spot, was the man that got through to down Warren Moon. It looked like he had good protection, but the offensive line only held him out so long.
Well, Warren was trying to go to receiver that had 2 defensive players on him. Van McElroy was in the hole, and he couldn't find the receiver deep, but the receiver that Moon was looking for was double covered, and wisely he kept the ball. Last week, you recall, he threw an interception into coverage, and this week he chose not to throw it.
13-yard loss. It's 3rd and 16. Moon goes deep. Jackson can't make the catch. Oh, it was Jeffries. Jeffries couldn't come up with it. He was covered down the sideline as Moon elected to go deep. Lionel Washington was with Jeffries stride for stride.
Well, not a very smooth start for this Oiler offense. The first play, they were stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and the next 2 plays, really good coverage on the Raiders' behalf.
First punt of the game coming up as the Oilers went in reverse on their first drive. Greg Montgomery, who's having a great preseason, averaging nearly 46 yards a kick. 11 punts have averaged nearly 46 yards. And, of course, Brown is deep. The always dangerous Tim Brown is deep for the Raiders. From the 3-yard line, Montgomery gets off another good kick. Brown sees it bounce at the 45 and out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. It's a great field position for the Raiders as their defense does a job on the opening series.
Yeah, that wasn't one of Montgomery's better kicks for sure. I mean, the ball only traveled about 35 yards ago. You know, here's Jay Schrader. Now, these people in Los Angeles right now aren't very happy with Schrader's progress. He's not coming on as quickly as they would like to see him. His completion percentage is way off. In this day and age of professional football, you see much higher completion percentage among the average quarterbacks, and Schrader is under 50%.
15 of 35 for 200 yards, no touchdowns and an interception in the preseason. On first down, Schrader with a play-action pass. And short hops it to the intended receiver. It'll come up short, intended for Mike Dial, the tight end. He's out of Texas A&I. Steve Brown was covering him for the Oilers. There's a look at the offensive starting lineup for the Los Angeles Raiders. They're missing, of course, Marcus Allen, their top running back, who is attempting to renegotiate his contract. Mike Rozier doing the same for the Oilers, so the 2 top ground gainers for each team not playing tonight. Split backs behind Schrader. 2nd and 10. First running play of the game, Kerry Porter. Porter's across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Got about 4 yards on the play before he was stopped by Sean Jones from the defensive end spot. Here's a look at that defensive front three for the Houston Oilers. The linebackers, Grimsley is the leading tackler from a year ago. Brantley getting a start tonight. And in the secondary, Brown, Allen, Kenny Johnson gets a start tonight. Coach Jerry Glanville says, going to give the veteran a chance to work with the first unit. There's Glanville on the sideline, calling on his defense to hold here on 3rd and 7. Porter, the only setback behind Schrader. Schrader steps up and delivers, and it's incomplete. Dial had it and then dropped it as he set sail upfield. It'll go incomplete. Bubba McDowell was covering, but Dial had it and had a chance to catch it, and Schrader has been victimized by several drop passes in the preseason.
Schrader had good time back there to throw, folks. Houston put in a 4th defensive lineman, Colin Scotts, and tried to get some pressure back there on Schrader, but he had plenty of time. However, it's the second time the secondary and linebackers of the Oilers had good coverage.
Kenny Johnson deep for the Oilers with Jeff Gossett, the former Oiler, set to kick, and he had it way up over the top rim of the stadium. Johnson calls for a fair catch, and the Raiders there ready to down it. They had him surrounded, and they'll down it at about the 4-yard line. Sam Grady, the sprinter, got down to cover it. 41-yard kick, and it backs the Oilers up deep. 1,000 for ticket information. Don't miss Oilers' exciting NFL football. Call now for ticket information. First down play for the Oilers from their own 3-yard line. Moon from the end zone goes deep. Gibbons out there, it's a little too long. Gibbons down the sideline was behind the defense, Mike Richardson, but the pass a little too long.
Well, I'll tell you, he got behind Mike Richardson late. Warren Moon's looking over there, maybe, well, he's getting a play, but it looked like there was some bumping deep downfield. That's the second time Moon has tried to get to Richardson's side, and the second time Richardson had pretty good coverage.
Lorenzo White checks into the Oiler backfield now, replacing Alan Pinkett. White, the #1 rusher in the preseason, 12 carries for 70 yards. 2nd and 10, the Oilers still backed up deep. Up the middle to Highsmith, and Alonzo Highsmith on just his 3rd carry of the preseason. Bothered by a back injury a week ago after he carried a couple of times. Gets a short gain across the 5 to about the 7 where Otis Wilson stops it.
Otis Wilson, of course, came to the Raiders from the Chicago Bears. Now this is the second running play, and Highsmith can almost get some yardage. I say second running play where I believe that the Raiders have dominated the line of scrimmage. The first time the Oilers tried the left side, and this time they tried the right side behind Stein, Fuller, and Matthews, and still couldn't get anywhere.
White goes out, and Jeffries, Gibbons, and Duncan are in the backfield with Leonard Harris, who was in motion. Moon across the middle. Harris had it, and it's intercepted by the Raiders. It is Dan Land, number 25, that picks off the pass for the Los Angeles Raiders. Land, a free agent out of Albany State, got the deflected pass, and the Raiders are in great shape.
Well, Moon is on target here. Excellent protection back there, and right here, that ball is supposed to be caught by Leonard Harris. A tough try. The ball was high, but hey, he's a pro. He's supposed to come down with that kind of a catch.
Matter of fact, Dan Land made a great juggling catch for the interception. And the Raiders now with a first down. Spot the ball at the Oiler 12. Jay Schrader calling for quiet. How many times you see that in a preseason game? Porter and Mueller the setbacks. This is Mueller. Nothing there. Good tackle behind the line by John Brantley. Brantley, the free agent, came up to make the hit in the backfield.
Well, Tom Brantley got to the point of attack, but he missed the tackle, actually. He tripped him up a little bit. But going back to the first series of plays, Brantley made good contact in the hole earlier and still missed the tackle. He's got to get his head up and start wrapping those ball carriers up. One thing about it, that man gets around the ball.
So
Brantley is a busy guy out there.
The penetration was good, but the form on the tackle wasn't so hot.
That's right, and this is the 3rd week that I've seen. The first week he had bad form.
2nd and 9 for the Raiders. Schrader looks to the end zone. Complete for the touchdown. Willie Gault in the end zone. beat Steve Brown to the corner, and Schrader got it there for his first passing touchdown of the preseason. 11 yards for the score.
Well, he had a lot of time back there, and Steve Brown was just left in the dust by Willie Gault. Gault put a little inside move on Steve Brown, and Steve couldn't come out of his cut to keep up with the speedy Gault.
Mike Shanahan congratulating members of his offensive unit. As Yeager is on to attempt the extra point. Chris Barr was lost in Plan B free agency. Yeager now the kicker, and he knocks it through. Well, we saw the Oilers fall behind to the Buccaneers. They eventually lost. They fell behind to the Dolphins a week ago and came back to win. And it is the Raiders that strike first here. 10:18 left in the first quarter. Raiders 7, Oilers nothing. We'll be back in just that touchdown pass to Gault.
Yes, we will. And right now, the excitement of this game and the way the Raiders are playing has the Oilers down. I don't think Coach Glanville is going to get caught up in all this excitement. Boy, he had Steve Brown beaten by 5 good yards there. I have to believe Coach Glanville is going to stick to his plan and try and find people that can play, but they sure would like to play better when they get this offensive series going.
Rod Harris from the 4 takes it out to the 15, where he's buried by the black-shirted Raiders. Greenwood downfield to make the tackle after an 11-yard return. We were speaking of that Toyota fan call where you fans can select the Oiler most valuable player for the game. It made it a little easier for you. Just one number to call this week, and we'll have 4 candidates for you. If you like candidate number 1, you'll just punch 1. If you like candidate number 2, we'll punch 2. Yeah, that's your job.
We hope to have 4
I'm
candidates.
explaining it. You get to pick the candidates. And, of course, the winning player will have $1,000 donated to his favorite charity by Toyota. Warren Moon now trying to direct a come-from-behind effort, trailing 7-0. Ball is at the Oilers' 16. White tripped up, falls across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Tom Benson, an inside linebacker, managed to trip up Lorenzo White.
Oh, yes. Now, this is the kind of blocking Coach Glanville wants to see. I mean, if we had a replay of number 87, Bob Marosco, you'd see him push that linebacker about 5 yards off the ball. There's Jerry Robinson. Bob Marosco threw a good block. Remember, folks, that tight end position is still up for grabs.
Marosco and Verhulst, the leading candidates. Jerry Glanville said he would probably keep 2 this year. He only had 1, Jamie Williams, last year, and he said tonight they're going to find out if they can block defensive ends. White again takes it to the 25-yard line and looks to be just short of the first down, but close as a scuffle breaks out on the field. Alonzo Highsmith battling with Tom Benson. There's Highsmith being sent back toward the Oiler huddle. It is enough for the first down, meanwhile, as Red Cash and the referee signals first down. Mike Shanahan in his 2nd year as the Raider coach, and Jerry Glanville in his 4th full season. Well, we could kind of expect that with this sort of atmosphere and these 2 teams who like to try to intimidate their opponents.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you what, this feels like a regular season game at this point. I mentioned earlier,
It enables all the folks in West Texas to identify with this Houston Oilers club.
hey, call it a Texas turkey.
Warren Moon still looking for his first completion of the night. He's 0 for 3. On the draw play, White gets to the corner. Outside for a first down and more to the 40-yard line. Lorenzo White finally chased down by Van McElroy, but on his 3rd carry, he got outside for good yardage.
I'll tell you, I wish you'd watch number 70, Steinkühler, on the right side of your screen. Right there, he runs. Now you see Alonzo White run away from Greg Townsend, number 93. That's because Steinkühler had Townsend occupied more than he wanted to be occupied. Tom, these last 3 running plays by the Oilers have been impressive.
And did you see Lorenzo White lower his shoulder to deliver a blow to the tacklers? That's what Jerry Glanville likes to see. He likes to punish the defense. He went for 15 yards and an Oiler first down. Again, White to the other side. This time hit and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Otis Wilson and Jackie Shipp leading the defensive charge for the Raiders.
take another look at this, folks. You watch number 50 on the left side of your screen. He gets away from number 87, Bob Marasco, pushes him to the ground and fights to the outside where Lorenzo White has no room to go. I mean, it was a fine play by Otis Wilson, the 9-year veteran out of Louisville.
Former first-round draft pick back in 1980. Played for Chicago from 80 to 88, and then signing with the Raiders as a Plan B free agent. Was in the Pro Bowl in 1985. Loss of 2. Harris in motion. Moon completes it to Givens. Givens taken out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, just short of the 45 by Terry McDaniel. Not enough for the first down. But Ernest Givens, leading receiver in the preseason, this 9th catch.
Warren Moon rolling to his right away from what pressure may come up the middle and hits Givens on the run. A nice pass. Now, I know these Oilers and Coach Glanville have told themselves, calm down, fellas. Let's let ourselves do our job. Remember what we've come here to do. We'll go back to work with the basic offense, blow them off the ball, mix in a pass or two, but don't get caught up with all the pushing and shoving just yet.
Ball spotted at the 44. It's 3rd and 7. That's Givens in motion. And Moon looking for it. Instead goes short, complete, close to the first down. Leonard Harris made the grab and went out of bounds right about the first down marker as Terry McDaniel rode him out.
The more I see Warren Moon play, the more
that last step getting beyond the first down marker. Leonard Harris, with his 4th reception of the preseason, has a touchdown to his credit. Had only 10 receptions all last year in his 4th year out of Texas Tech. First down play, White. Up the middle, not much, a couple of yards. And a flag goes down as another fight breaks out. Wouldn't you hate to get someone hurt in a preseason game, even though spirits are running high?
Spirits are running high. You have similar personalities with these two teams we mentioned earlier.
Called against Otis Wilson. Unnecessary roughness against Wilson of the Raiders. And that'll be a costly penalty against Los Angeles as the Oiler drive continues to progress upfield.
Mentioned earlier how this stadium used to be somewhat of a painful place to play and how things have transpired over the years. The Oilers now have the house of pain. They are the tough guys in the league, and they have the...
Up until now had been playing very well in the first quarter. From the 31-yard line of the Raiders, first down for Houston with 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Raiders up 7-0. Highsmith. Tough yardage off right tackle, got 4 or 5. Alonzo Highsmith, the first-round draft choice back in '87 out of Miami.
Good to see him carry the ball. He's only had 2 official carries, I believe, coming into this game, and this is his first full training camp, so he has a lot to look forward to, but he'd like to carry the ball a little bit. You're going to see a different Alonzo Highsmith early in the season this season than you have in the past, too. He'll be much more polished, much more efficient.
The rushing game was potent against Miami a week ago, already 37 yards rushing for Houston to only 4 for the Raiders. Draw play, Highsmith again. Highsmith has a first down. He's to the 10 where he's finally taken down at about the 9-yard line. Good, tough piece of running by Highsmith. Dan Land made the saving tackle after a 16-yard gain.
Give me that ball. I want to run. You watch him go. Now, he just makes a good move around number 90 Wise. Actually, it was a good block, and then runs over Zeph Lee, number 40. And Lamb figures he just better grab on and hold his ankle right now. Highsmith is fired up.
Against the Buccaneers, Jerry Glanville wanted to get him about 10 carries, but Warren Moon kept checking off every time he was supposed to carry. Then last week, after a couple of times toting the football, he slightly injured his back, so he's getting his first real chance tonight and taking advantage. This time, it's Tracy Johnson just in the game, and Johnson down to the 4-yard line. Johnson, one of the surprises of training camp, finally stopped by Van McElroy. The rookie out of Clemson may have earned a spot on this team.
He's been impressive. He followed a big block that time behind Bruce Matthews, 74. And I'll tell you what else, Lorenzo White had his headgear in there. He was doing some blocking.
Second down. The ball at the 4-yard line. Second and goal from the 4. You see the time remaining first quarter. Los Angeles leading 7-0. Moon fakes a pass and gives to White. White hit and finally dropped for a loss back to the 6-yard line. The Raiders got good penetration into the backfield. White managed to shake one tackler but had nowhere to go, and Scott Davis finally got him down.
Well, Tracy Johnson, if you watch number 45, will get a good lick on the man that gets penetration on the left side of your screen right there, stands him up. But the pursuit of the Raiders with Zeph Lee, number 40, getting over there, and then Wise, 70, coming in to clean up. Excellent pursuit by the silver and black.
Here's another look at that pursuit as Lee misses the tackle, but then slows him long enough for the pursuit to catch up. Third and goal now from the 6-yard line. This drive has already taken 6 minutes and 50 seconds, but they need points. Moon for the end zone, fires a bullet intended for Harris and knocked away by Terry McDaniel.
Terry McDaniel, he just got away with a mugging, it looked. Now, if you'll watch Terry McDaniel on the left side of your screen, number 36, see if he gets his arms up in here. Well, that could have been just a great defensive play by Terry McDaniel. Tom, I really didn't see the bumping.
I believe it was. Great play by McDaniel, the first-round draft choice a year ago from Tennessee. So on fourth down, Tony Zendejas is on to attempt the field goal. He has hit his only field goal try of the preseason, 38 yards. This one will be 24. Montgomery the holder. And Zendejas from 24 yards out hits the field goal to put the Oilers on the scoreboard. We've got a timeout with 3:09 left in the first quarter. The score, the Raiders 7, the Oilers 3. This is the Houston Oilers Football Network. He plays nearly 7 minutes off the clock to get a field goal from Zendejas, and it's 7-3 Raiders. Wonder how many times we'll say Oakland Raiders tonight. Can you keep account of that?
I'm not going to say it at a time. No, I know these are the Los Angeles Raiders.
We even have trouble in the regular season when they're not playing in Oakland.
You know, Tom, and talking with Al Davis, I know that they're seriously considering this place. You talked about maybe the stadium reconstructed or whatever, but boy, these people are showing their love and appreciation for NFL.
Zendejas with a short kick picked up by one of the up men. Matt Millen, a linebacker, in there on special teams. The veteran picks up the kickoff and rambles upfield before Tracy Johnson stops him after he gained 11 on the return. I was surprised to see Millen even out there.
Yes, and I'm not surprised to see this first unit of the Oilers defense still on the field. They didn't like, I'm sure, getting scored on earlier, so we're going to see these defenders from the Oilers, what they're going to do against this silver and black. Can they stop them? You folks back home know they can.
Schrader's preseason stats updated to the moment. His first touchdown pass coming earlier this quarter. Play action here. Schrader's pass complete to Tim Brown, and then he drops it. Let's see what the ruling is. It'll be an incomplete pass. Tim Brown, who was the leading receiver for the Raiders a year ago, the former Heisman winner out of Notre Dame, couldn't hang on.
You see on the right side, Sean Jones trying to get pressure on. He's fired up for this game for sure, and right now Tim Brown, 81, has it, but he doesn't get 2 feet down while he's controlling. Never controlled the ball, actually, Tom.
You're right, Joe, never controlled it. It goes incomplete, and Schrader now has hit 1 of 4 here in the first quarter, 11 yards, including the touchdown to Galt. 2:50 left in the quarter, 7-3 Raiders. I formation in the backfield. Mueller's the tailback. And he gets the handoff. To the 31-yard line, 3 pretty tough yards.
Number 42, Vance Mueller.
Stacked up at the point of attack by William Fuller.
Number 93,
Vance Mueller in his 4th year out of Occidental College in Los Angeles. Played in 14 games with 1 start last year. Carried only 17 times in all of 1988.
Hey, I saw John Grimsley get in there on that tackle too. Grimsley, of course, is probably the best Oiler linebacker. Certainly accounts for the most tackles.
Grimsley and company have held the Raiders to only 6 yards rushing here in the first quarter. So Schrader will go up top. Diving attempt made by the tight end Dial, but too far downfield. Bubba McDowell was covering Dial, and the pass is incomplete.
Well, now the Oilers are trying to get some pressure back there. They're sending 4 and 5 guys right now. You see Donaldson playing up short because they're sending so many guys, and Bubba McDowell had pretty good position. That ball would have had to have been a perfect pass for Dow to have a shot at it.
Here's the punt by Jeff Gossett. It bounces and takes a great Raider bounce. Everything going the way of the Raiders tonight. It'll be down at the 14-yard line by Sam Grady. And is this another fight? Now they separate them, no harm done. With 1:47 left to play in the first quarter, we'll take a break with the Raiders leading the Oilers 7-3. We'll be back to Oakland on the Oilers Football Network. Of the sellout crowd, very much on hand tonight. Moon on a handoff to Highsmith. Highsmith 5 yards to the 20, a penalty marker down. Bob Golick, who came over to the Raiders as a Plan B free agent from the Browns, makes the tackle. Red Cashin will sort it out. Thought I might have seen some premature movement in the Oiler offensive line. Nope, it'll be a hold against Houston.
Yeah, they'd rather had that premature line move. You know, this field position, Tom, is partially due to the fact the Raiders have made a couple of good plays. Downing the ball, making the interception. Of course, the good play on the interception was off a tip pass by Leonard Harris. But I had to question Kenny Johnson on the last play handling the punt. Let's see if we can pick up this hold now.
Bruce Davis, number 77. There he is.
On the right side of your screen. Look at that left hand. He had it a little bit too long on Greg Townsend's shoulder. You're allowed to put your hands on those defensive players and push them, but you can't get it outside the perimeter of their body or inside. You can't grasp them.
So again, very poor field position all the way back to the 8. Moon wide open across the middle. Pass is complete to Jeffries. Jeffries out of bounds at the 35-yard line as the Oilers get a first down. Tom Benson finally tracked him down, but 27 yards, Jeffrey across the middle was wide open.
Big play for the Oilers to get them out from the shadow of their own goal post. Excellent pass protection here. You see Moon has a lot of room, and Jeffries is wide open. He's just, he must have left Mike Hayes in the dust. I don't know whether Mike Hayes, number 22, slipped and fell, but Jeffries, had he been in traffic, I'm sure he wouldn't be carrying that ball around in one hand like that, Tom.
All right, 6th first down for the Oilers. The Raiders have garnered only 1 so far with 1:10 left in the first quarter. Los Angeles 7, Houston 3. Moon pumps once, delivers to Jeffries again. First down to midfield. Otis Wilson stops Jeffries, but again open across the middle, and Moon fired a bullet.
Oh, Moon is so good here. They completed this pass to the right to Givens the last time. Moon makes a little look to Givens like he's going to give it to him and then comes back over the middle to Jeffries. Beautiful play. Warren Moon looked off the defense that time, folks. You've heard that term used time and again. The quarterback looks off the defense. Well, you just saw it happen right there by Warren Moon.
14 yards and an Oiler first down at midfield. Jeffries in motion. Moon on the draw, gives to Highsmith, and Highsmith has another Oiler first down across the 40 to the Raider 38-yard line. Zeph Lee had to come up to stop him on the draw.
When you're getting good pass protection, it sets up your passing game. These draw plays work beautifully. There you see the linebacker, number 58, still looking for pass. Jay Pennison's 10 yards downfield on that linebacker. Gosh, I don't know whether the linebacker knows yet it's a run.
So the first quarter will come to an end with the Oilers in the midst of their best drive of the game so far. They've got the offense. Use your American Express, Visa, or MasterCard to purchase Oilers season tickets. So call now, 713-797-1000. There's a look at the first quarter statistics.
Well, the Raiders certainly have taken control of the game somewhat early on. All that adrenaline and excitement running through the Raiders had them controlling the tempo, but now I think we're seeing the quality take over.
Oilers have a first down at the 38-yard line of the Raiders. First play of the second quarter coming up. Three wide receivers set to the left. Moon looks that way. Complete to Jeffries. Can't get away from Mike Richardson, and is taken down after a short gain. Jeffries getting a big chance in the offense tonight.
Well, Jeffries on the right side of the screen, number 84, gets away from Richardson and tries to cut it back inside Richardson. Had he continued to go, he might have picked up another yard or two. But just like talking to running backs, you can't tell these guys when to cut, when to pick a hole. They have to do it on instinct. It's the same thing for wide receivers. They're running on instinct.
After a slow start, Warren Moon is now 5 of 9 passing here in the first half. Second play of the second quarter coming up. And Moon is in the shotgun. They snap it directly to Lorenzo White, though. White tries the left side and comes up just a couple of yards short of the first down at the 30, where Zeff Lee catches up to ride him out of bounds.
Well, you'll see number 63, Mike Munchak, the left guard, take on number 70 and just control him and push him out of the way to give Lorenzo White room to get outside. Another good gainer for the Oilers.
Lorenzo White, first-round draft choice a year ago out of Michigan State. Number 1 rusher for the Oilers in preseason. Played in 11 games as a rookie last year and was the 4th leading rusher. 3rd and 2, Houston has converted 1 of 4 third downs. Leonard Harris in motion. Now set to the right in the slot. And I believe the flags go down. There was delay of game as the play clock expired. A 3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers to the right. Jeffries is to the left. That's Harris in the slot. Moon flips it complete to Pinkett. Pinkett with a good run to the 30, and he's got an Oiler first down. Good running by Alan Pinkett. Zeff Lee stopped him, but not until Pinkett shook a couple of tacklers and picked up first down yardage.
Watch it again, see if you can see number 52, Jay Pennison, on the right of your screen. He's going out there to block on number 56. Look at his block by Pennison, and he goes after him again. Of course, the rest of it is all Pinkett, breaking tackles, eluding tacklers.
Pennison with a block on Joe Cormier, enabling Pinkett to cut up. There's Pinkett, who just picked up the first down, as the Oilers now have it on the 27 of the Raiders. Los Angeles leading 7-3. Lorenzo White set wide right. Moon across the middle, complete to Jeffries to the 10-yard line. Mike Haynes chased down Jeffries, but that's that same pattern. This one good for 17 yards.
And that's a position Mike Haynes doesn't want to be in, Tom, the chase position, not when you're a cornerback. A nice catch and run by Jeffries. We'll see a dual isolation here. Now watch Jeffries make a little move outside, now he'll go inside. Now Mike Haynes gets a nice hand or two on him, but still can't stop Jeffries from crossing the field and
I
getting
thought he
wide open.
grabbed his jersey even and still couldn't stop him.
He did grab his jersey.
Haynes, 14-year veteran, 9 times to the Pro Bowl, being chopped up here by Warren Moon and Haywood Jeffries tonight. First down, the ball at the 10-yard line. They can pick up a first down without a touchdown. Moon, though, goes for 6, can't get it. The ball dropped loose. It was Jeffries again, the intended receiver. Haynes and Lee put a pop on him, though, and the ball came free.
Oh, that should have been touchdown. I mean, Jeffries has this pass. What I don't understand is Chris Verhulst, number 88's in the same area right here. But look, this ball's right on target. And, oh, my goodness, that's touchdown all over it. Oh, you have to catch those.
Warren Moon started a little slowly, I thought, tonight, Joe, but right now he appears to be sizzling, just right on target with every throw.
He's on target, making the right decisions, running the right plays.
Moon is hit on 7 of 12 for 81 yards. This is a second down play. Oilers trailing 7-3. On the ground, Highsmith. Maybe 3 yards, down to about the 7. Mike Wise making the tackle for the Raiders. Here's Wise, number 90, 3 years out of California Davis. 4th round draft choice back in '86. 6'7", 275 pounds.
I'd hate to see his grosser
especially with Los Angeles prices, huh?
Third down play coming up now. Spot the ball at the 8-yard line, just inside the 8. Givens in motion. Moon rolls, tosses it up, and it's incomplete. That one was up for grabs. Jeffries, in fact, made a save on defense, and Washington was going to intercept it. Jeffries batted it away from Washington.
Well, that was an outstanding play by Jeffries. Moon sees the blitz coming. He knows he has one-on-one on the left, but he doesn't have much time. And here you'll see Jeffries knock the ball away from the defender. That would have been an interception and maybe cost the Oilers the 3 that they have a chance to get now, Tom.
Sometimes a wide receiver has to play a little defense.
That's right.
Montgomery to hold for Zendejas. Second field goal attempt for Zendejas, who hit earlier from 24 yards. This one will be about 26 yards. And it's good. So again, the Oilers drive down the field but have to settle for the field goal. We've got a timeout with 10:18 left in the first half. And it's the Raiders 7, the Oilers 6. We'll be right back on the Oilers Football Network. For the Raiders, expecting the Zendejas kickoff. The Raiders still leading by a point, 7-6, after the Oilers go 11 plays and 77 yards and get only a field goal. Now we know that Jerry Glanville likes to see his first unit get in sync, as he says, get their rhythm before they come out of these preseason games. And they've moved the ball well, but haven't got the touchdowns. That mean they'll be back?
That's the important thing. They haven't gotten the touchdowns. And I don't know that they need to come back. Moon has looked awful sharp to me. I wouldn't play Moon anymore tonight.
Zendejas with a kick. Adams takes it midway through the end zone and will down it there. Beautiful day, gorgeous evening here in the Bay Area, twilight, as Jay Schrader comes back on the field. The Raiders getting their touchdown on a 2-play drive after an interception of a Warren Moon pass. Other than that, they've not been able to move against the Oiler #1 defense, especially on the ground. They lead, though, 7-6, with 10:11 remaining in the first half. There are the numbers on Jay Schrader. He came over in that trade with the Redskins a year ago. Was the Pro Bowl quarterback in 1986. Schrader changing the play. He's got Porter and Mueller behind him. Mueller stopped short of the line of scrimmage. A loss of about 2 on the play as Kenny Johnson, the strong safety, came up with help from John Grimsley on that inside linebacker spot. And that strong safety getting a lot of attention from the Oiler coaching staff tonight. Jerry Glanville said that it's time to make a decision there, and Johnson got the start this evening, the veteran.
And Kenny Johnson's put on weight. He's stronger than he's been in the past. That last play, I think Kenny Johnson would thank Steve Brown, the cornerback, for breaking up the interference that was leading that play that enabled Johnson to make the tackle.
The Raiders have only had 16 yards of total offense compared to 156 for the Oilers. Schrader. Pass is complete to the 25-yard line, short of the first down. Mueller out of the backfield drew a crowd, and Robert Lyles got him down right on the skinned part of that baseball infield.
I don't know what Schrader's looking for. Willie Gault was wide open downfield. It looks to me that Schrader is very indecisive right there. And had he looked down the center of the field, I'm afraid Willie Gault was wide open, Tom.
Schrader, when he came over from the Redskins to the Raiders last year, never appeared to me to be comfortable with that Raider offense.
No, he didn't grasp it quickly. It's a complicated offense, but that's not an excuse at this time of the year.
In training camp with the Raiders and a chance to study up all in the offseason and in training camp. Back to pass here and going deep. Brown behind the defense. The pass too long. Tim Brown streaking downfield had beaten Patrick Allen. But the pass goes incomplete as Schrader, we know he has a cannon for an arm.
He has a cannon, but his accuracy suffers. Now that's excellent pass protection by the Raiders. He has Tim Brown out in front of Patrick Allen, but the ball's overthrown. If Schrader has one major fault, it's his accuracy. The thing, maybe not quite as bad as Mark Malone, the quarterback who's now with the Jets from the Chargers and the Steelers. They have accuracy problems.
Jeff Gossett with a booming punt. Johnson takes it on about the 17, tries to get behind the wall and is stopped at the 31-yard line. That was a 51-yard punt by Gossett. Johnson brought it back 7 yards before Ethan Horton was downfield to make the tackle. Well, we've got a timeout with 8:25 left in the opening half. The Raiders still leading the Oilers, and we'll be back to Oakland in just a moment. Tom Hammond and Joe Namath from the Oakland Coliseum. 8:25 left in the second quarter. Oilers with the football trailing 7-6 with a first down at their own 31-yard line. Warren Moon still at the controls with the #1 offense. Handoff to Highsmith. Highsmith pounds ahead for 3 yards to the 35-yard line. Jackie Shipp and Otis Wilson, outside and inside linebackers, combining to stop Highsmith.
Well, I may have been a little bit quick in saying they should take Moon. And hey, big Jim Plunkett, that this man plays some fine football. And I mean, for how many years, Tom? 14,
too many to count.
I know. What a leader. What an inspiration this guy was. And still is.
Warren Moon has hit 7 of 13 for 81 yards here in the first half. Second and 6. Moon dropped by Harris. Leonard Harris had the defense beat. Lionel Washington was chasing him. The pass appeared to be on target.
It was on target. That's the second time Harris should have caught the ball, and then we had a drop by Jeffries for the touchdown. I wonder if Drew Hill is watching this game from Atlanta.
Drew Hill still not in camp. Made a visit to camp, then went home to Atlanta. Hill and Rozier still out. 2 starters off that Houston offense. Couple that with Jamie Williams, the tight end, who was lost to free agency, and there are 3 starting spots in the offense. Not back in camp at the moment. Moon's pass is incomplete as the intended receiver fell down. Harris lost his footing and went to the turf. That'll bring up a 4th down for the Oilers.
Well, maybe Mr. Holloway will be on the phone talking to Drew Hill before this evening's over. So far, we've seen the Oilers' drive stopped because of the receivers 3 different times. First with the interception, second with the drop touchdown pass by Jeffries, and here, obvious first down, and then Harris fell down. So the receivers are having somewhat of a problem for the Oilers.
Tim Brown deep as Montgomery well below his preseason average on his first kick. Flags flying as the Raiders jumped, the Oilers jumped, and I think it'll be against the Oilers 5 yards. Defense can as long as they don't make contact. The offense cannot.
Well, you see on the left side of your screen, the Raiders kind of suckered the Oiler offsides that time. I didn't get his number, Tom. Could you see who that was that jumped offsides for the Raiders?
I think it was Scott Kozak, I believe.
56, yeah.
3 penalties against the Oilers now for 17 yards. Montgomery standing on his own 15, and Brown moves up a few yards. Again, not a great kick by Montgomery. Tim Brown lowers his head and dives to the 45-yard line. Excellent field position for the Los Angeles Raiders. Matt Longer made the tackle for the Oilers. Only a 37-yard punt and a 9-yard return. So we've got a timeout, 7:22 left in the half. The Raiders leading 7-6, and we'll be back to Oakland after these words from your local Plunkett, O.J. Simpson on the sidelines. Boy, we saw a lot of great players around this game this evening. Had a chance to chat on the field with O.J. and had a chance to talk to Al Davis, too, and we're going to bring you tape of that visit with Al Davis at halftime as he and Joe Namath reminisce. Boy, we had a lot of Raider greats, a lot of football greats here for this game.
Jim Plunkett was a fine quarterback, you know. He led the Raiders to the World Championship. Of course, I remember when Plunkett played with the New England Patriots there for a while, and folks didn't think he'd make it. Boy, did he fool a lot of people.
The Raiders have generated only 5 yards rushing, 18 yards passing in the first half. This is Vance Mueller, and Mueller spun back after he gained about 5 yards. Bubba McDowell, the rookie out of Miami, bidding for a spot on this team, and the #1 tackler in preseason for the Oilers gets another one.
Well, Mueller will take this outside. Sean Jones gets blocked. number 96, and here you see Bubba McDowell come up to make the tackle. And Bubba McDowell, as Kenny Johnson, these strong safeties are around the football quite a bit. And McDowell is the bigger of the two, but Johnson right now is doing a better job at strong safety.
The Raiders have only one first down with 6:44 left in the first half. 2nd and 7. Schrader short hops the intended receiver, Willie Gault. Not a good pass by Schrader. Patrick Allen was covering Gault, but Schrader struggling here in the first half.
I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be surprised to see that number 7 right there, Burline, beat Schrader out this season. I know they want Schrader in there. They gave up a bit for him. He's an all-pro. He was all-pro a couple of seasons ago. But last season, and from what he's been showing this exhibition season, he's not progressing quickly enough. Schrader's having problems. And again, I won't be surprised to see Burline in there winning the job when the season opens.
We expect to see Burline in the second half of this game. Schrader so far does have a touchdown pass, but overall just 2 of 8 for 18 yards. Pressure on him here. And the Oilers with the sack. Big loss on the play, back to the 42-yard line. Robert Lyles got through to get Schrader.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a little bit surprised. You see Patrick Allen right at the top of the screen, number 29, get his hand on him. Now, why wouldn't the official call this the referee in the grass? That's clearly in the grass to me.
It is indeed. Lyles, in fact, came to put the finishing touches on him after Allen was holding him up as a sitting target. Bad snap. Jaeger gets it off. I should say Gossett gets it off. And a fair catch taken by Johnson at the 19-yard line. So the Oiler defense continues to shine here at the Coliseum. That was a 40-yard punt with no return. So while play is stopped here in Oakland, let's take 10 seconds for a word of the game. They trail 7-6 to the Raiders. First down for Houston at their own 20-yard line. Warren Moon still the quarterback. The handoff is to Pinkett, and he's stopped for a loss. Bob Golick, the veteran nose tackle, 10 years out of Notre Dame, who came over from the Browns as a free agent on Plan B, went to 3 straight Pro Bowls from 85 to 87 and proves he's still got something left in that old body.
And you know, talking with Al Davis earlier, Tom, he told me that getting Golick was like getting Lyle Alzado back in 82. He's a proven veteran, Golick is. He's an all-pro, and he just might be the man to lift this Raider defense that's been suffering for the last few years.
See the situation for the Oilers. Moon on a delayed handoff to Highsmith. Flag down as another loss on the play. Greg Townsend, the linebacker, converted from defensive end, got Highsmith just as soon as he got the handoff. And it will be a holding call as well against the Houston Oilers.
Well, we'll see if we can pick up the holding call. It's on your left side here, maybe on the right side of the screen where the holding occurs. Right there looks like Munchak on the ground, 63. But I really couldn't tell who was holding.
We'll let Red Cashin tell us.
You think he will?
Hope so. He's looked like he having problems too.
That's right, he can't make his mind up.
Holding number 63 on the offense. After looking for the goal, still second down.
Mike Munchak. Munchak, the 4-time Pro Bowler.
We'll look at it one more time, and you'll see Munchak on the right side of your screen go to the ground, and it appears he may have a hold of a leg or so. I don't know whether that's holding or not, but we're not the ones that make that decision.
Well, it sets the Oilers back to the 10-yard line with a 2nd and 20. Moon. Incomplete, intended for Curtis Duncan. The pass that time was not on target. It was behind Duncan.
Oh, Duncan ran a nice route that time. He was open. Moon's a little upset with himself because he throws it behind him. You'll see excellent pass protection for Warren Moon. Excellent protection. Duncan runs about a 20-plus yard out over here to the left side of your screen. Moon has all day and just throws the ball behind him a little bit. Behind him, you see that. Duncan could only get one hand on the ball.
Moon has misfired on 5 straight passes. He's 7 of 16 now overall. 5 straight incompletions. 3rd and 20. Under pressure, Moon lets it go deep. Incomplete. Curtis Duncan again down the sideline asking for the interference. His jersey halfway ripped off, but the officials will have none of it.
Well, we'll see if we can get a look at it on the left side of your screen, folks. You see Moon getting a little pressure, puts the ball out there in good shape. Let's see what Duncan is complaining about. I don't think he had anything to complain about, except that if he stretched just a little bit longer, he might have pulled that pass in.
That's right, no interference there. Montgomery only averaging 35, 10 below his preseason average from his end zone. Taken by Brown. Straight up the middle inside the 40 to the 39-yard line of the Oilers as the Raiders continue to enjoy field position throughout this game. That was a 37-yard Montgomery punt, and Brown brought it back 9 yards. There's a penalty flag down. Excuse me, Joe.
Interesting to see Bruce Matthews hustling down there so fast on the punt coverage team. Giving it a good effort.
Tripping during the run back, number 58 of the receivers, be first down and 10.
So the penalty called against the Los Angeles Raiders. Jackie Shipp guilty of the trip. See if you can see him, number 58.
Number 58 is the culprit. Where is he in our screen? Upper left-hand side, folks. Well, there he is, right in the middle, right now. Look, he kicks his legs up in the air. You're not allowed to do that, Jackie Shipp. No fair kicking.
Raiders with a first down at midfield. They have had the benefit of excellent field position. For the most part, haven't been able to take advantage of it against the tough Oiler defense. Schrader rolls and lets it go. Brown, the intended receiver, the pass not there. Patrick Allen defending Tim Brown on the pay, and the pass too wide.
Smart play by the Raiders, taking Schrader outside, and Schrader's not a happy guy right now. He's really throwing the ball poorly, Tom. He's had open receivers, but he's not getting the ball to him.
Don't forget, during tonight's Toyota fan call, a lucky caller will be selected to win a pair of tickets to the next Oilers home game. But you don't have to call to win. Just send a postcard with your name, address, and phone number to this address. If you're lucky enough to win the Oilers tickets, you'll also be eligible for a drawing for a pair of Super Bowl tickets. Schrader trying to set up a screen. Completes it. It's Mueller, and Mueller gets into Oiler territory to about the 47-yard line, well short of the first down. Robert Lyles reacting quickly to the screen.
Oh, that was beautifully defensed by the Oilers that time. Lyles got credit for the tackle, but Steve Brown was on the outside waiting for the runner also. Excellent defense.
It'll bring up a third down for the Raiders, 3rd and 7 from the Houston 47-yard line. 4 minutes left in the half. Raiders clinging to a 7-6 lead. Schrader from the shotgun. 4 seconds on the play clock. He got it away. Now a flag down and a fight. Kerry Porter and Dan Mosbar of the Raiders are right in the middle of it.
Well, all right, come on now, fellas. Enough of this here. We're out here to play football. Guys got to control themselves a little better.
I looked at the 30-second or 45-second clock, and he had 4 seconds left when he snapped the ball, but the
stories of the
play was blown dead. They called a penalty on Rory Graves. I guess it was an illegal procedure penalty.
Yes, he had to move in that three-point stance. I saw Coach Glanville give Glenn Montgomery a pat on the back as he came off the field for hanging tough out there, I believe. Glanville likes to see his men out there stand up for themselves and protect one another.
Well, this is Oiler football.
5 yards, false start, number 60, be third down.
There's the call again from Red Cashin. Rory Graves with a false start. The Raiders have not converted a third down tonight. They're 0 for 3. This one will be 3rd down and about 12 yards to go.
Tom, it's uneasy. It's unsettling for me.
Third and long for the Raiders, leading 7-6, 3.5 minutes remaining. First half from Oakland. Schrader steps up. Now he'll run. There's a flag down. Schrader dives ahead for the first down, but there is a penalty marker on the play. Schrader scrambling, picked up 13 yards and a first down, but it may be called back.
However, there's a penalty flag on the play.
Well, we'll see if we can pick up the holding back here. Schrader gets plenty of time.
Number 60 on the offense, still third down.
There you might have gotten a look at Graves holding on the play. Second consecutive penalty on Rory Graves. This one very damaging, a hold.
Well, Sean Jones, number 96, was getting some pressure back there. He beat Graves early to the outside, then Graves just got his hands on the wrong side of Jones and held him.
Well, the Raiders heading backwards now. They began this drive in Oiler territory. Now it's 3rd down and 23 yards to go from their own 37. 4 penalties, 40 yards now against LA. Schrader gets away from one man and then will be ruled in the grasp and control all the way back to the 25-yard line. Ray Childress was all over Jay Schrader that time.
And the Oilers are pulling out some stops. They brought cornerback Steve Brown. Look on the right side of your screen. You'll see number 24 coming in late. Ray Childress is in pursuit from the middle. And there you see Brown on the right, but Childress will not quit. He's going to hang on to that leg.
Gossett puts the foot to it. Johnson deep for the Oilers. Johnson from the 30. Spins away from one man and then is buried under black shirts. 44-yard Gossett punt, and Johnson with 0 yards on the return. Trey Junkin quickly downfield to lead the Raider defensive special team charge.
Well, there's not really any place to go for Johnson right here. Kenny Johnson tries to make a move, but the Raiders are down on top of him. Just good coverage by the Raiders special team.
Joe, the Oiler defense, the #1 defensive unit, has been very tough tonight.
They certainly have. Granted, Schrader hasn't been very accurate. We saw Childress get back there.
Number 31 on the defense. After the ball is kicked, it'll be 50 yards and first down.
Jeff, final score. Reminds me of Al Davis saying, he must have said it 10 times when we were talking to him before the game, just win. Just win. You got to win.
Just win, baby.
Moon is still the quarterback. He's played all the half. This is Lorenzo White running a little east-west instead of north-south, looking for a gap and not finding any. Stopped for no gain by Tom Benson.
Well, that was good defense that time. The Raiders were in excellent position. Alonzo Highsmith threw a block initially, but Benson was able to play off the block and contain Lorenzo White. It's good defense.
Will be charitable and give White a gain of 1 on the play and make it 2nd and 9.
Well, remember that shootout that the Oilers and the Raiders had last season in the Astrodome? Oh, that was a good one.
Was indeed. A lot of fireworks here tonight. I don't care if it is preseason. Approaching the 2-minute warning. Give it to Highsmith. And Highsmith, draggling tacklers along with him, goes to the 24-yard line. Still short of the first down. Greg Townsend finally got the legs out from under Alonzo Highsmith. And we'll come up to the 2-minute warning. With 2 minutes left in the half, the score, the Raiders 7 and the Oilers 6. This is the Houston Oilers Football Network. 3rd down and a yard to go for the Oilers. They trail 7-6. White, he's got the first down. Keeps his feet going and takes it to the 28-yard line where Tom Benson rides him out of bounds. Here's a baseball score, top of the 9th. St. Louis Cardinals leading the Houston Astros 4-3.
Well, Curtis Duncan, the wide receiver for the Oilers, did a good job of blocking the cornerback Terry McDaniel that time, and it allowed Lorenzo White to get the first down.
Clock ticking away at 1:25 and counting. You see the football spotted just short of the 30-yard line. That's the Oiler 30. Houston looking for some points, if possible, to take the lead before halftime. Moon out of the hands of Ernest Givens. Givens with 9 receptions, the leading receiver in the preseason. That one dropped. Otis Wilson was the closest Raider to it.
You know, Otis might have even gotten a hand on that ball, Tom. Let's see if we have a replay that shows us. Watch number 50 coming from your left to your right. See if he gets his hand on this football. Right there. Yes, he did. A fine play by Otis Wilson.
Good call, Joe. Otis Wilson, the veteran, right in the middle of the play as Moon sees his pass knocked away at the last second by Otis Wilson. Moon now has thrown 7 straight incompletions, 7 of 18 overall. There's a completed pass on the screen to Pinkett. Alan Pinkett spins forward. He has enough for the first down, but there is a penalty marker on the far side of the field. Joe Cormier, Zeph Lee making the tackle. If the play stands, it'll be an Oiler first down.
Beautiful blocking. Bruce Matthews was out in front along with Steinkuller.
Holding, number 48 on the defense. That penalty is declined. First down.
Lionel Washington guilty of the hold. The penalty declined, and the Oilers have a first down with 56 seconds left in the first half.
I mentioned Bruce Matthews showed a lot of hustle. Heck, he was 12, 15 yards downfield blocking on that screen pass.
From the Oilers 44, the football held by Jay Pennison, the #1 offensive line, still in the game. Moon delivers to Duncan. Duncan at midfield. Got 6 yards before Zeph Lee wrote him down. Moon, after throwing 7 straight incompletions, now hits on 2 in a row.
Well, I tell you, Moon's getting some nice pass protection here. You see he has all day to get the ball out to Duncan, who shook Richardson to get open and gain the yardage, but the pass protection's been good.
Back to live action now. Moon in trouble. Lets it go. Incomplete. Intended for Givens. But Moon just happy to get rid of it before he was sacked. Joe Cormier putting on the pressure.
Just when you say the pass protection's been good, you see Warren Moon getting harassed a bit. Actually, he had the time to find the receiver, but they were covered downfield initially.
And he just threw it away. 22 seconds remaining in the half. It'll be 3rd down and 4 yards to go. Ball at the 49 of Houston. The Raiders leading 7-6. Raiders took advantage of an interception. 2 plays for a touchdown pass Schrader to Galt. Other than that, they've accomplished virtually nothing in the first half. From the shotgun, snap it directly to Lorenzo White. Nice running by White. Finally hog-collared and taken down at the 35 of the Raiders by Scott Davis. And the timeout comes with 15 seconds left. Lorenzo White on the direct snap from center rambles 15 yards for an Oiler first down.
Not the Raiders.
First down play, the 8th of the drive coming up. It comes with 15 seconds remaining and the ball on the Raider 35. Pressure on Moon and the pass incomplete. Intended for Leonard Harris. I think it hit Zeph Lee in the back, didn't it?
No, I thought it was a marvelous pass by Moon. He got blitzed from his left side. You'll see he has to get rid of the ball quickly. Now it's a good try. Oh my goodness, he just couldn't quite bring it in. A catchable pass once again. Harris will be the first to tell you that he'll catch most of those passes when he can get one hand on it that cleanly.
I thought Lee was closer than he was, but he was beaten on the play by Harris. And the Oilers take their 3rd timeout with 10 seconds left.
Oh, that was a bad one there. They only have one timeout. 35, 45, and 7's 52. We got to go over our math here. I think it's 52.
Oh, you're right. It's at the 44-yard line. So, in any event, Zendejas got the leg, and he got it.
He hit it.
Red Cashin signals good as Tony Zendejas with a 50-yard plus field goal. Gives the Oilers the lead for the first time in the game, 9-7. Zendejas put a charge into it. He does have a little wind aiding him, but he had plenty of distance on it.
Well, you know, in that Astrodome, they have perfect wind conditions or playing conditions when it comes to the wind, and Zendejas certainly shows, or we know.
Officially, Joe, 53 yards. Officially 53 on the field goal.
Well, if the ball was on the 35, it's placed 7 yards deep, that's 52.
Out of the end zone after touching a couple of Raiders.
It's a fine kick by Zendejas.
It was, wasn't it? It split the deep men for the Raiders out of their hands and out of the end zone. So Schrader will have one play, 4 seconds left.
I'd love to see him go for the bomb. It's this time of the game when they have one play left. I see so many teams simply run out the clock. You run a little draw play or the quarterback falls on the ball. What's wrong with taking a long shot at it right now? I think that's what they should do, but I'll bet you we don't see him try it.
Well, he's got Willie Galt, the speedster, set wide to the left. He is the only wide receiver, so that was a hint right there.
That's ugly. That's ugly.
So the Raiders do not try a final play. They simply kill the clock. And the Houston Oilers, with a drive that consumed all but 4 seconds of the first half, go 10 plays, 49 yards. Zendejas hits from 53, and the Oilers have the halftime lead. At the end of the first half of play, the Houston Oilers.
We did it once for you, and when we beat you, we figured we'd do it again. And that's why we kept doing it, Tom, because we were always beating them. But to tell the truth, he's one of my heroes, a truly great player. I'll never forget, I was coaching for the Chargers just before he came in the National Football League, actually the Great American Football League, and I had flown all night to see the University of Alabama play Auburn. And I came back and I walked in the locker room about an hour before our game. The Chargers were playing some big game. We were a great team in those days. And Sid Gilman said to me, "Did you see anything?" And I said, "Yeah, I saw a guy wearing white shoes who tipped the field." That son of a buck was the first to defy the establishment. He wore white shoes. And I figured if he could wear white shoes, why, I could wear leather black suede jackets. I could move my team. But no, they're great memories. Playing the Jets, probably one of our greatest memories. Our greatest defeats was in Shea Stadium in 1968 when they went on to win the Super Bowl. It was a truly magnificent game, one of the great games of all time. And of course, the Heidi game here in 1967. Right. Great memorable games. You can never forget them. And just there's a certain love and a certain feeling when you meet Joe and the people who are in those games that comes out right away, and you'll never forget them. It's indelible in your mind. And you also realize the debt that you owe to these people and that we all owe to each other. And I'll never forget that debt.
And that we owe to you for all you've done for professional football.
Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Instances in the history of sports that you can mesh a community with a team's personality the way they've done here in Oakland. I think of Green Bay and the Packers. I think of the Dodgers, obviously, when they were in Brooklyn. This town loved the Raiders. They supported them when they were here before, and they're just euphoric in their excitement that they may return.
You think they will?
I don't think they're going to stay in L.A. There's no conversation going on between the Raiders and the Coliseum Commission. I had an opportunity to speak with Irving Azoff, who represents MCA. He's the chairman of MCA. They're doing the management of the Coliseum, and they can't even talk to the Raiders because the Coliseum Commission has stated unless Al agrees not to use any information in those talks with their lawsuits that's going back between the Raiders and the Commission, they can't talk. So they're at least talking to Oakland. Sacramento has given one heck of an offer. And I kind of think Al would like to get back to his roots. Small town where his team can mesh its personality with the community.
Okay, tell me, what do you like? What do you think about Lorenzo White, these running backs, Highsmith?
I am a big fan of all of these running backs. And when I was talking to Coach Glanville earlier, when he was talking about a no juke offense or something in the first half of the game, that he tells all his back to.
You know one thing, this crowd sure did quiet down as the Oilers took command of the line of scrimmage late in that first quarter and throughout the second quarter. The house here has it's become much quieter.
Starting to try to fire them up again, though, as the second half starts, and the Raiders only trailing by 2. Zendejas with the kick to open the second half of play. From the goal line, Adams. And up to the 15-yard line and across the 15. There's a flag, a late flag that came down. Tracy Eaton made the tackle for the Oilers and will sort out the penalty.
Well, I'll tell you, Steve Avery, the rookie, was down there. He made a good hit. He forgot to wrap up the ball carrier, though. It was a good hit by Avery.
Penalty is going to be against the Los Angeles Raiders. Despite enjoying a great field position advantage in the first half, they could get no points other than the 1 touchdown.
Number 41 of the receivers during the run back. It's first down and 10.
Legal block called against the Raiders. David Greenwood, number 41.
Well, let's see if we can see number 41 right here in the right center of your screen. Look, he's pushing Seals in the back. He just flat pushed Eugene Seals from behind. You're not allowed to do that.
And they nabbed him for it. First down, Raiders from their own 8-yard line. Jay Schrader still at quarterback. Derek Gaynor on the handoff, his first of the night. Another penalty marker down as Gaynor is ridden out of bounds at the 15-yard line by Quentin Jones.
I don't know what the penalty is, but I like the idea of allowing Schrader to play more. If they had pulled Schrader after that first half performance, he would have had a bad taste in his mouth until possibly next week.
Holding during the run on the line of scrimmage, number 89. Half the distance to the goal, still first down.
Mike Alexander guilty of the hold. Half the distance will put it back to the 4.
Coach Shanahan's thinking, I believe, to give Schrader some more time, see if he can work his way out of this hole. Try to get in sync, so to speak, Tom.
The Oilers mixing and matching a little bit with their defensive unit right now. Glenn Montgomery is in there. Kozak, Seal, Brantley, and Lyles, the linebackers. Schrader on a pitch. Back to Kerry Porter. Porter lugs it across the 10-yard line where Quentin Jones bumps him out. Let's pause 5 seconds now for station identification. From the Oakland Coliseum, Tom Hammond and Joe Namath, 14:38 left in the third quarter. The Oilers leading the Raiders 9-7. And the Los Angeles Raiders facing a 2nd and 9 with the ball on their own 9-yard line. Opening series of the second half. Schrader will pass as he rolls to his right. And wide open and complete. Mike Alexander makes the catch, a first down catch, as Tracy Rogers, the rookie out of Fresno State, was beaten on the play.
Well, Fernandez just gets going downfield, and there's so much time that Dishman, is that Dishman, number 28? Just couldn't stay with him. There was a lot of time because of Schrader rolling out, but that appears to be Dishman on him, number 28.
So Alexander beats Dishman for the catch, 16 yards, and a Raider first down. They're out of the shadow of their own goal line now. Only their second first down of the game. Gaynor with a nice gainer, about 8 yards. You might have heard the helmets crack as Domingo Bryant delivered a blow to Derek Gaynor, but a nice gain for the rookie out of Florida A&M, number 49, an 8th-round draft choice.
Well, this is the second time they've gone around this right defensive side of the Raiders. Quentin Jones, 27, was blown out of there, and Scott Kozak, number 56, just couldn't get over there. You saw Colin Stotts come in late, but that's the second running play that was successful for the Raiders around the right side of this Oiler defense.
The rookie Gaynor has been the leading ball carrier for the Raiders in the preseason. 2nd and 5. Pass is complete to Porter. Porter Into Oiler territory to the 49-yard line. First down, Raiders. Mingo Bryant and Quentin Jones got him down, but the gain 20 yards and a Raider first down.
Watch number 58, John Brantley. He tries to get over here into coverage. You see, he kind of got picked. That's Brantley in the chase position, number 58. He couldn't quite keep up with Kerry Porter. Actually, Brantley got picked a little bit, or had to run around an offensive player, and that's how Porter got open.
Already obvious that the second Oiler defense not as efficient stopping the Raiders as was the number 1 unit. That's why they're number 1, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Porter might have lost the football. There's a pile up right at midfield. If he did, he got it back.
Well, on the right side of your screen, you'll see the Oilers just jam up the hole. Brantley holds his ground. Now, whoa! Well, there's a fumble on the play as well.
Porter falls right on it, though, so a loss on the play. Back to the Raider 49-yard line as Porter comes out. Schrader sends Alexander wide to the left. And the pass complete to the 45-yard line. Tough catch in traffic that time by Derek Gaynor.
Schrader had to feel pretty good about the last pass. He put it just in the area that he needed to get it for the little 5-yard gain, but it brings up a 3rd down and 5 as the Oilers bring in 4, 5, 6 replacements. Can't keep up with them, Tom.
3rd and 5. Speaking of keep up with them, a lot of these players, 20 of them as a matter of fact, will be cut from the team on Tuesday. As the rules say, you must get down to 60 players. Coach Glanville said some spots still up for grabs, and tonight's performance might be enough to clinch a spot on the roster. Schrader for the end zone. A diving attempt made by Sam Grady. Chris Dishman was with him stride for stride, and Grady couldn't quite get it.
Well, I think Chris Dishman wished he'd have been stride for stride with him, Tom. You'll see here he's in somewhat of a chase position. Had that ball been a little shorter, it could have been a completion. That's not bad coverage now, mind
See,
you.
I call that stride for stride. That's pretty close.
He's about a stride behind stride for stride.
Well, Grady, you know, won a gold medal at the 1984 Olympics. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, you got it. I agree.
Here's the punt by Gossett. Taken by Johnson at the 15. And he's slammed to the turf. So the Oilers will take over deep in their own territory after Ethan Horton and Trey Junkin were down quickly to stop Johnson after the Gossett punt. We've got a timeout, 11:50 left in the 3rd quarter as the Oilers continue to lead 9-7 for 3 touchdowns, has had 1 picked off. Oilers with a 9-7 lead, 11:50 left in the 3rd quarter. Carlson sends Duncan in motion. He's got Emery and Johnson in the backfield behind him. It is Larry Emery. Emery to the 19, 4 yards on the play before he's tackled by Emmanuel King.
Appeared to be a little mix-up in the backfield prior to the snap with number 45, Tracy Johnson, the rookie out of Clemson. Talking with Coach Glanville earlier in the day, he was impressed with Tracy Johnson's blocking ability. This is a dark horse, this young rookie from Clemson, that has a chance to make this team.
Preseason stats on Cody Carlson. 2 of those touchdown passes last week against Miami. Larry Emery again for the 2nd time. Tough running. He gets another 4 or 5 yards and will be only about a yard short of the first down marker.
Good surge by the offensive line for Larry.
I guess you'd say so far. Has a ways to go. First round draft choice of the Oilers. Carlson on the handoff to Larry Emery. And the Oilers pick up a first down. Bad news for the Houston Oilers. Chip Namias from the Oiler PR department, Joe, has just informed us that Ernest Gibbons has strained a hamstring and is going to be out of action for 2 to 3 weeks. He could miss the opener against the Vikings.
Oh my goodness, that's a serious strain. 2 to 3 weeks. I have to believe Mike Holloway will get in touch with Drew Hill sometime in the near future.
So Gibbons with a hamstring strain in the first half and is going to be lost for 2 to 3 weeks. Pitch to Emery. Emery's been the workhorse here the last series and a half. Jackie Shipp comes across to pound Emery to the turf as the 2-year veteran from Wisconsin, who was the 12th round draft choice of Atlanta.
Pretty nice drive so far. You know, they're working themselves out of a hole. They have excellent field position now.
And the second offensive line doing, if not a spectacular, at least an adequate job at the moment. Well, they're going to run Emery till they stop him.
I like that philosophy, you know, you're running till they stop him, that's all.
5 straight carries for Larry Emery for 24 yards.
I wonder when the last time is Coach Glanville had his jacket on. You know, San Marcos training camp, I don't think he had any need for a jacket there or in Texas, and probably won't have a need for it for the next month or so.
It is a cool evening, as usual, in the San Francisco Bay Area. 3rd down and about 2 to go. Emery, I believe they did stop him. Nope, just enough for the first down, just barely across the first down marker.
I'll tell you, this number 45, Tracy Johnson, he'll go in there and throw a lead block. The top of the screen, watch number 87, Bob Marasco. He stays with the defensive end just long enough to open that hole for Emery. 2 rookies doing a fine job of blocking.
Tracy Johnson had a good block on Tom Benson, one of the starting linebackers of the Raiders. Marlaveld, Maggs and company. Yarno is the center. First down from the Oiler 42-yard line. Verhulst went in motion, and then the play was whistled dead as the 45-second clock ran out.
Delay by the offense, it's still first down.
That's usually a sign of players without a lot of experience and not getting the repetitions in practice to become totally familiar with the terminology. George Yarno over the football on 1st and 15 for Cody Carlson. Carlson's pass on target to Leonard Harris. And that'll be another Oiler first down. Lionel Washington covering Harris. Leonard Harris hanging on to that one for 15 yards.
Well, this is a fine throw by Cody Carlson. He picks the open receiver. There were 3 of them flooded to one side. You see 2 of them in the screen, and Harris makes the catch. That's Verhulst was the 3rd receiver. Just a flood of receivers coming out on one side of the field, and Carlson picked the open man.
Heads up play by Harris, too, to get enough for first down yardage by just about a yard. Cody Carlson had drawn rave reviews earlier from Coach Jerry Glanville, then had a subpar performance against the Buccaneers in the opening preseason game, but subsequently learned he had a problem with his right thumb, his throwing hand thumb, and came back with a better performance a week ago against Miami. That's Larry Emery again on the ground for the Oilers.
I'll tell you, these Oilers are going against a pretty, well, I guess veteran bunch of the Raiders right now. I mean, Golik's in the game, Wise is in there, Zepp Lee. These are not what you'd call 2nd or 3rd stringers for the Raiders, and this second offensive unit for the Oilers is doing a fine job.
Maggs and Williams the tackles, Marlaveld and Stroth are the guards, and Yarno the center. Carlson's pass complete. Chris Verhulst, he makes a big target, 240 pounds, and a rare completion to an Oiler tight end. Tom Benson made the tackle. Perhaps he was shocked.
Well, Verhulst's going to run the little odd pattern. There's Stroth, you see, handling Wise. Now, Verhulst catching. Now, he did a lot of pass receiving
during his Brigham Young days, Tom, in college, and he's had to adjust his style of play to more of a blocking style while here with the Oilers.
Actually out of Chico State, and he did make, he had 141 receptions in college, Joe. 12 touchdowns and a Division II All-American. Carlson on a play-action fake. Lets it go deep. Oh, great catch inside the 5-yard line by Verhulst.
Chico State, huh? Well, they taught that boy how to catch a ball down there, I'll tell you that. And Cody Carlson gets an A+ for effort. First of all, he's trapped one-on-one outside with the linebacker in hot pursuit of the defensive end. And he just puts the ball up in the right spot where Verhulst is the only man who could get to it. Beautiful play.
Great play. Watch the catch again by Verhulst. That goes for 35 yards.
Look at the size of those arms on that young man. My goodness, he can block.
5th round draft choice a year ago. First down and goal from the 4. Emery takes it to the 3-yard line. Ship and Benson collapsing on him.
Well, that's just good effort by Larry Emery. He appeared to be stopped at about the 5-yard line, slithered forward, and then reached out with the football to get every last inch he could.
Second and goal, the ball spotted at the Raider 3. We're in the 3rd quarter, 3:50 left, and the Oilers trying to add to a 9-7 lead. Emery, nothing.
Well, you see that the Raiders got penetration there. Anytime that defensive front can get low under the offense is not going to push them off the ball. So far, this has been about an 83-yard drive, Tom. They started on their own 15, and this has really been impressive.
But in danger of not coming up with a touchdown again. They have it 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line, and they need to punch it in. This drive has consumed 12 plays. Officially 9 minutes have gone off the clock. Carlson stands up, tries to call a timeout, but he didn't get it.
I tell you what, he did get it in my opinion. I saw the official that threw the flag wave his arms first for a timeout.
Flags are down, though, and it will be a 5-yard step off for a delay of game. Carlson looking right at the 40. He's calling Carlson back onto the field. Carlson thinks he has a timeout.
Well, he does, and I don't know why. Oh, he didn't get the timeout.
No, he didn't get it. Because the delay of game call beat him.
Well, they did Carlson a favor by letting him know to come back out here on the field.
So now it's 3rd and goal, the ball at the 7-yard line. Houston has converted 5 of 11 third downs. Incomplete pass intended for Curtis Duncan. And it'll be another field goal attempt by the Oilers.
Well, Carlson didn't like that pass. He got a little bit of pressure, released the ball, and it's way overthrown here. Had it been a perfect pass, it would have been 6 points, but he just threw it over Curtis Duncan's head.
So for the 4th time tonight, the Oilers failed to punch the ball into the end zone. Will have to settle for a Zendejas field goal. He has been perfect tonight. This one will be 25 yards. And it's no good. The first missed field goal of the preseason by Zendejas, who earlier in this game hit a 53-yarder.
Well, let's watch the placement, see if the ball's straight, see what the problem is. It appears to be a good placement. Oh, he just hooked it badly. Oh, he hooked it badly, and he didn't appear to slip either, Tom.
Didn't indeed. Just a miss by Zendejas. So the Oilers drive over 60 yards down the field and come up empty. We've got a timeout. 2:15 left in the third quarter. Houston on top 9-7. Raiders take over at their own 20, trailing 9-7, as the Oilers drive 78 yards on 13 plays. They had the ball 9.5 minutes and couldn't score. Jay Schrader still at quarterback. This is a play-action first down pass. He's going deep. He's got a man wide open, Grady, and it's incomplete.
Get the hook. Put Burline in. Come on, Schrader. You got to get the ball out there. My goodness. They're really being patient with Schrader, trying to let him work his way out of the slump he's in. My goodness, he has all the time in the world and throws the ball. Well, it's a badly thrown, underthrown pass.
I mean, Grady, the gold medal winner, was going to streak in like he was in the Olympics in '84 again if Schrader could have gotten it close to it.
Did you see that expression on Jay Schrader's
That told
face?
the tale there, didn't it? 2nd and 10. That was Raider football going deep. Chase from the pocket. Schrader will run. Knocked out of bounds, and a flag flies at the 20-yard line. Tracy Rogers took him out. And Jerry Glanville right in the middle of that protesting group of Oilers. He didn't like it.
Well, I'm curious to what the call may be. It could be hitting him to the head, or it could be out of bounds. I want to hear what the referee has to say.
Roughness, number 57 on the defense. First down.
Unnecessary roughness on Tracy Rogers, the rookie from Fresno State.
Well, we don't have a real good shot to show you what happened over on the sidelines. I didn't see any unnecessary roughness on that particular play, but old Red Cash and those guys have a better view down there on the field.
And protecting the quarterback.
Now, if that's unnecessary roughness, I'm sorry. We ought to take off the pads and play touch football.
In fact, Rogers took a pretty good stiff arm from Schrader.
That's a lousy call.
Hand off to Steve Strahan, who just comes into the game and immediately gets the call. Drives forward for 3 or 4 yards before Eugene Seal can stop him.
You know, Tom, I know the quarterback position, when you're playing there, you're in a vulnerable position back there in the pocket. But I really do think they're protecting these guys a bit much. It changes the style. I don't like that in the grasp rule. As a quarterback, I knew when to get down. You know, these quarterbacks can get down. They have to make those decisions. I don't like that rule, and I thought that was a lousy call the last play.
Schrader on 2nd down. Good protection. Plenty of room to run. And slides for the first down. Schrader on a scramble for a Raider first down. That's been the best thing he's done tonight.
That's right. Now, I don't know what Schrader's looking for. He has open receivers downfield. He just doesn't seem to be able to see them. Look, he has all the time in the world back here, decides to come out. Sure, he makes the first down, but that's not the kind of football the Raiders want their quarterbacks playing. And rather, he threw the ball to the open man.
42 seconds left in the third quarter. First down for the Raiders at their own 47. Oilers lead at 9-7. There you see the time remaining. Schrader again deep. And again a bad pass intended for Grady. Richard Johnson trying to stay with the sprinter. And again, a bad Schrader pass.
That's it. That's about all you need to say. There's good pass protection here by the Raiders. The Oilers would like to get a little more pressure on Schrader, but Grady does past Johnson by 2 or 3 strides here, and the ball is just badly thrown out of bounds. Geez, at least you can keep the ball on the playing field, huh? And it's not like the wind conditions are horrendous here. It's a beautiful night.
6 of 16 on the night, Jay Schrader. Just lays it up that time, and the catch is made. Stumbling in, almost getting the touchdown is Travis Henry. John Brantley was trying to cover him. There is a penalty marker down, a penalty flag at about the 30-yard line. It was a 49-yard catch and run by Henry.
Holding. Number 58 on the defense. Henry is flying. Touchdown.
Now this isn't a well-thrown pass. You'll see Henry make a beautiful adjustment and a nice one-handed grab. Just an outstanding play. I don't blame Brantley for holding. That's who the penalty was called on, number 58. When he gets isolated with a wide receiver, you bet your bottom buck that he's going to have to hold him to keep up with him.
Great play by Charles Henry. Continue to dominate the statistics, but the Raiders are bidding to recapture the lead here. As we start the 4th quarter, the Raiders will have the ball, 1st and goal from the Oiler 3-yard line.
Well, you know, so far, Tom, we're trying to think of MVPs. With that score 9-7, I think Tony Zendejas has a good chance, even though he did miss that short field goal. He made the 52 or 53-yarder that put the Oilers on top. So I'd like to get a vote in there for Tony Zendejas.
Well, of course, on our Toyota fan call, you'll have a chance to vote for your Oiler MVP. Joe will give you 4 candidates, and then you can choose from those 4. And there's the number you'll call to place your vote. We'll list the candidates 1 through 4, and you simply, when you get the signal, punch in 1, 2, 3, or 4, designating the Oiler player of your choice.
I think Lorenzo White looked awful good while he was in the game in that first half also.
What about the rookie from Clemson? You praised his blocking.
Yes, and a valuable part of the offense, but I don't think at this point that it's been one of the most valuable aspects of the game.
Speaking of Tracy Johnson, of course. Here are the Raiders now with that 1st and goal at the Oiler 3. Schrader's going to pass for it, and he completes it for the 2nd touchdown of the evening. The pass was complete to Ethan Horton, the running back, converted to a tight end. Ethan Horton got free in the end zone to make the touchdown catch.
Horton, you may recall, played with the Kansas City Chiefs and was a pretty good running back, but they've changed him to tight end. Now Schrader does make this play look like a difficult one. He makes the pass look like a tough one, and he makes Horton look good with a sliding catch. Or I should say Horton makes Schrader look good.
Right. Dager's extra point is good. And Jay Schrader gets a drive going. The big play was the Charles Henry reception and run. But Schrader gets his 2nd touchdown pass of the evening. This one to Ethan Horton, making it a 14-9 Los Angeles lead with 4 seconds gone in the 4th quarter. We've got a timeout at that point. The score, as Jay Schrader takes the Raiders 80 yards in 7 plays for the go-ahead touchdown. Avery is deep as Jaeger makes the kick. Taken by Johnson. Johnson scrambles his way to the 25-yard line. Mike Richardson down to stop him after 16 yards on the return.
Well, Johnson got a good bounce that time. You'd like to catch that ball on the fly when it's doing all those tricks. When it hits the ground, you never know where it's going to go, but Johnson did get a good bounce. So he was forced to the infield onto the outfield area. It's uneven. It's clumsy.
Cody Carlson on for his 2nd series. Gives on a handoff to Larry Emery. Eddie Anderson, who's in at free safety for the Raiders, gets credit for the hit.
Tom, we had one of the worst fields in the league to play on in Shea Stadium. I remember back in '68 when the Mets won that World Series baseball championship. I mean, the fans came out of the stands and tore up every bit of grass off that field. And we had a skin infield. When it'd get wet, you'd have about 6 inches of mud. And when it was dry, you'd be eating dust the whole afternoon.
2nd and 6. Emery takes it to the 33. Penalty marker on the play. It's going to be against the Oilers. Emery has carried 11 times, 38 yards for Jerry Glanville's #2 offense. Earlier, Ernest Givens injured in the first half, a strained hamstring. It'll keep him out of action 2 to 3 weeks. Right now, Rod Harris, Leonard Harris, Curtis Duncan, and Kenny Jackson at the receiving spots. And here is a scramble and a first down by Cody Carlson.
Well, Carlson was scrambling all right, but that was the old option play out there. He had a chance to pitch the ball, but chose to cut up inside. You'll see, watch him running to the right, and he has Byram to pitch the ball to if he chooses. It's either an option play or a busted play. It looked as much like a broken play as it did the option play.
Wasn't much option to it, was there?
No, and it's a good thing that Cody Carlson can scramble. He's a good runner.
Wasn't any reading of the defensive end or what you might do on an option.
No, and the option with Byram back there, he doesn't exactly have the speed to take it outside.
In any event, it is an Oiler first down at the Houston 38. On the delay handoff, Emery lugs it across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Bill Pickell, who has lost his starting nose tackle spot to Bob Golick, gets the tackle. Glanville, I don't know what he's saying.
He's having a little talk with the officials. He didn't like that roughing or unnecessary roughing.
He's still hot about that.
That's right.
Carlson in trouble and downed at the 38. Mike Mraz, second year out of Utah State, another nose tackle, a free agent.
You watch number 94, Joe Costello, the linebacker, just comes clean right here behind Cody Carlson. No one laid a hat on Costello. He was playing in the inside linebacker position, and it had to be a busted signal on behalf of one of the Oilers linemen.
Goes into the books as the 3rd LA sack of the night. Third down and 9. 6 for 13 on the evening, 3rd down. Carlson completes it across the middle to Duncan. Duncan's got a first down. He's to the 40 of the Raiders. Zeph Lee nudges him out of bounds, but across the middle, Curtis Duncan, 21 yards and an Oiler first down. Joe, that pass across the middle has been very productive for the Oilers tonight.
Yes, and I tell you, Carlson showed me something here. He was ready to throw once, recoiled a little bit, and then threw the ball with some touch right here. See, he didn't just line it out there, throw it so hard that Duncan couldn't handle it. He took some heat off the pass, so the ball was catchable for Duncan. Excellent pass by Cody Carlson.
First down for the Oilers. The ball just inside the Raider 40-yard line. 12 minutes left in the game. The Raiders leading 14-9. Draw play to Johnson. Tracy Johnson stopped after a game.
Caught some of the balls that they dropped.
Now Ernest Givens sidelined with that hamstring strain. Leonard Harris in motion. Carlson again across the middle. Led Harris a little too far and the pass incomplete. Lionel Washington draped all over Leonard Harris.
Well, this pass is a little bit out in front of Harris. He can't quite get his hands. He gets one hand on the ball, but this is a tough catch. Tough catch here. He almost has it. Pass was just a little bit off target, and Cody Carlson knows it.
He doesn't show any signs of that right thumb bothering him.
Accurate with the exception of that last pass.
Carlson started 5 games for the injured Warren Moon last year, had 4 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Johnson picks up another Oiler first down, out of bounds, at around the 25-yard line.
Hey, that's the same option play we saw earlier with Byram. Look, this is the fullback Johnson here. Now this is an option right now.
Yeah, that time Carlson read the end and pitched it off to Johnson.
Johnson, good running, using that stiff arm, carrying the ball in the proper hand so he could use the stiff arm to play off a tackler. Good fundamental technique, Tom. These guys are improving.
That's right. That was a pet peeve about the first game against the Buccaneers. Not much there for Johnson that time. The Raider defense just jammed the offensive line right at the point of attack. Lyndon King led the charge.
Well, by missing that last field goal, the Oilers need to get a touchdown to regain the lead, or they're going to have to score 2 field goals because they're down by 5 now.
And the clock shows 10 minutes 40 seconds as Carlson approaches the line on the 2nd and 7 from the Raider 24. Flag down as the pass falls incomplete, intended for Leonard Harris. And a hold signaled against the Raiders. From the 18, first down, Cody Carlson under center. Johnson, no, it's Avery, Stephen Avery. Avery lowers his head, butts his way down to the 15.
Hey, this Avery's a good-looking back. He's quick and he's strong as well, but he really hits that hole quickly.
He's a free agent, rookie out of Northern Michigan. Jerry Glanville said during the week that there's not a bad running back in camp, and he said even the free agents look like they should have been drafted. Oilers with the ball at the 15. Avery, flag down. Avery inside the 5-yard line. Derek Crudup hanging on to Avery. There is a penalty marker.
Well, we want to keep an eye on Chris Verhulst here, number 88. I'm afraid he may be the man. He's on the right side of your screen, just crosses the left. Let's see if you can tell if number 88 makes the hold. He's on top of his man.
Got a pretty good takedown if we were doing wrestling.
Number 88 on the offense, still 2nd down.
So the holding call against Chris Verhulst. 2nd and 20 for Cody Carlson. That's the time remaining.
Cody Carlson keeps giving that motion. No one's going.
Completes the pass to Pinkett, who came in on that play. Alan Pinkett dives forward to the 12-yard line. Dan Land tripped him up, but Pinkett came in on the play, and it went for 13 yards.
Boy, Pinkett makes a nice cut to avoid number 71, Bill Pickell, who is in hot pursuit. Watch number 71 and Pinkett jump right underneath him. Well, he was the man. Pickell was the man who was going to the ground. A nice move by Alan Pinkett, though, to gain that yardage.
From the 12-yard line, 2nd down. Excuse me, a 3rd down coming up for the Oilers. 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. Carlson completes a pass inside the 10. Leonard Harris spun out of bounds by Terry McDaniel. It'll be close to the 1st down.
Well, I tell you.
Down, their 20th first down of the night. 1st and goal, Houston from the 8. And Carlson with 1 second showing on the 45-second clock calls an Oiler timeout. Sack, and he's our candidate. You can call that number and key in 1, 2, 3, 4 for the player of your choice. 1st and goal, Oilers from the 8. Avery inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. Derek Crudup hanging on to his legs to finally get him to the turf.
Good spinning and good drive by Avery. There's not a whole lot over here as far as a hold goes, but Avery's able to find a crack. Now he spins and fights forward. That's just good running. That's getting as much as you can out of very little.
Was good running by Avery, who gained over 1,000 yards as a senior at Northern Michigan. 2nd and goal, spot the ball at the 3. Kicks it again to Avery. Cuts up. Driven back, and a loss on the play of about a yard to the 4, and Derek Crudup again comes up to make the stop.
I tell you, when you're down this close to the goal line, if you're going to dip inside and try to get outside, you're going to get caught most of the time. Lionel Washington, number 48, almost makes the play, and then a host of Raider defenders get there. That play just took too long. The pursuit was too good for that offensive play to work and get in the end zone.
Jerry Glanville has to be pondering why his offensive teams can't put on the clincher when they get close to the goal line. 3rd and goal from the 4. Carlson rolls, man wide open, and it's complete for the touchdown. Tracy Johnson makes the touchdown catch. That's his 2nd touchdown of the preseason. It wasn't a particularly excellent thrown ball, but he managed to cradle it.
Well, you watch, Carlson will take something off this. He's so open, he just kind of lays it out there for him to make that adjustment. That's a smart throw, even though it was behind Tracy Johnson and it was a fine catch. I promise you, Carlson took some of the heat off that ball, and that enabled Tracy Johnson to adjust and make the catch.
Zendejas for the extra point. Out of Montgomery's hold. And the kick is good. So Cody Carlson tosses his 4th touchdown pass of the preseason. And with 7:26 left in the game, the Oilers reclaim the lead, 16-14. This is the Houston Oilers Football Network. For the private use of our audience, any rebroadcast or any other use without the express written consent of the Houston Oilers and KHTV is prohibited. Zendejas to kick. And Adams takes it at the 15. Stopped at the 25-yard line where the Raiders will take over. A 13-yard return. 7:16 left in the game, and the Oilers back on top by 2. 16-14. Let's see if Schrader returns. No, it's Steve Berline. Steve Berline in at quarterback for the first time in the game. 2 years out of Notre Dame, 4th-round draft choice in 1987. In the preseason, he's hit 65% of his passes, 19 of 29. No touchdowns and 1 interception. He started last season for the Raiders and then lost his job to Jay Schrader twice after Schrader came over from the Redskins. Former Irish All-American, holds nearly all the passing yardage records at Notre Dame. Hands the ball off to Gaynor, who took a hit. I think that was Eugene Seal that delivered a blow to Gaynor. The numbers on Berline in the preseason.
Hey, I think you're going to see this guy as the starter before this season's over. Hey, by the way, you know, on that kickoff, Avery made the tackle, number 42, Steve Avery. Now, that young man's been doing all that running, carrying the football for the Oilers. Then on the kickoff, he got down there. He was the first one that made the good hit.
He wants to be one of the 60 left on the team on Tuesday. We could do about 10 Toyota fan call MVP candidates.
That's right. Schrader would get my vote for the Oilers.
Here's Berline, wide open. The pass complete to Alexander. Alexander out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Bubba McDowell saved the touchdown. yards. Berline in a hurry.
Well, Richard Johnson, number 23, just either has a bust in the assignment or one of the safeties had a broken assignment. We see McDowell, Bubba McDowell, getting over there late. But if you watch the technique that's played by Johnson, he just turns the receiver over, expecting deep help, and he doesn't get any deep help. A Again, Bubba McDowell comes in mighty late, so I would just guess that McDowell blew the coverage.
First down for the Raiders at the 19 of the Oilers. Berline completes his second pass in a row. This one coming out of the backfield. Steve Strahan dances forward for another Raider first down. Chris Dishman got him out of bounds.
Tell you, Berline fires this team up. I like the way this guy gets out there and throws the ball. He's a good leader. He's exciting. He's an accurate passer.
Tell you what, it's night and day, this team with Berline at the controls versus Jay Schrader.
Well, last season, when everyone kept saying, let's get Schrader in there, the media kept saying in Los Angeles, the big problem was Berline was practicing a lot better than Schrader was. And the rest of the team knew that. So they couldn't play Schrader. Berline was performing better.
Strahan, no, Gaynor, excuse me, Gaynor is to the 7. Eugene Seal managed to stack the play up, but not before it advanced to the Oilers' 7-yard line, where it'll be second and goal.
The chemistry that Coach Glanville talks about his team having, how important it is. I'm looking over at that sideline of the Houston Oilers right now, and I see about 78 players or so standing on the sideline, pulling for their defense. There's a couple of injured Oilers on the bench, but otherwise the rest of them are up pulling for the defense.
Berline completes it to Strahan. Strahan pulls his way in for the touchdown.
Well, number 28, Chris Dishman has a clean shot at Strahan, but the big fullback simply runs over him. Poor tackling technique by Chris Dishman. His head was down. He was out of position. Watch his head here. Watch he goes down. Boom, his head is too far down. That's not a good football position to make a tackle, especially in a strong back.
And the extra point is good. Well, granted, this was against the second Oiler defense, but Steve Berline put a charge in the Raiders as they quickly marched down the field to take a 21-16 lead. We'll be back to Oakland in just a lead after a 5-play, 74-yard drive with Steve Berline looking like he wants to be the quarterback for the Raiders. Out of the end zone. Not a wise choice by Stephen Avery as he stopped at the 10-yard line by David Greenwood.
You're right, Tom. That was not a wise choice. However, it's good that he makes that mistake in exhibition season. Or, who knows, maybe Coach Glenn.
5:15 left in the game. The Raiders leading the Oilers 21-16. Cody Carlson and his offensive unit with a first down, but at their own 10-yard line. And the fans really into it now. Emery to the 12. David Caldwell stopped him after a 2-yard gain. And Coach Jerry Glanville, since this is the preseason, despite all the hoopla, sticking with his second unit and resisting the temptation to put his regulars in and pull the game out, or at least attempt to.
Well, he said last week we accomplished what we wanted to get accomplished over there in Jacksonville. Tested a lot of players. He had a plan for this game. And once again, the primary objective wasn't necessarily to win the game, even though you always want to win, but he has to find out who's going to make the final 47-man roster.
Direct snap to Byram. Carl Byram still fighting for yardage to the 15. Well short of the first down. The Raiders not fooled by the direct snap to Byram. Zepp Lee got the tackle.
Well, Byram, number 35, gets started a little late and that hole closed up quickly. Zepp Lee made a good bit of contact and then wrestled Byram down with some help. But this Raider bunch right now has the enthusiasm, the momentum back on their side.
Third down and 4 for the Oilers. Clock to 3:50. Carlson almost intercepted. Intended for Duncan or Harris, and Dan Land, who had an interception that led to the first Raider touchdown, broke it up.
There's the juice once again. You know, right here's the first bad pass I think I've seen Carlson throw, because both of these receivers would have had a chance to catch the pass. They were both open, but the ball was off target. So, hey, no one's perfect, you know. I mean, the guy can throw a bad pass every now and then.
Weren't Harris and Duncan a little too close together on that
They
pass?
did. Yes, they did appear awful close together. It appeared that one defender was close to the two of them.
Montgomery fumbles it. Fair catch called for by Adams.
To cover people on the punt team, they'll take the just by looks alone, huh?
Here's Montgomery. No bobble this time. And another good kick. Adams chased all the way back. He's going to have to let it bounce. He couldn't catch up with it. Back to the 13-yard line of the Raiders. Well, 3:19 left. If the defense can hold them, 3 plays and out, the offense will have a chance to pull out the win. We've got a timeout. 3:19 left. And the Raiders lead.
It was a big punt, you see, because he put the Oilers or the Raiders backed up now. If the Oilers can't hold, they'll have good field position and maybe be able to get something going there if they can get the ball back.
But Steve Berline looked awfully sharp the last time the Raiders had the ball. Bam, 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 down the field for a touchdown. This time he pitches it off to Gaynor, and Gaynor is hit and driven back by the Oiler defense. And Houston immediately stops the clock with a timeout. 3:06.
I can't help but think about the difference between this crowd here and the crowd in Los Angeles at the Coliseum. I mean, I have never seen an enthusiastic crowd to even come close to this Oakland crowd down in Los Angeles. It's true, those Los Angeles people are laid back and they're relaxed, and that Coliseum in Los Angeles is so spread out. It's hard to really get the enthusiasm going.
The Berline makes this a better football team, too. Let's see if the Oilers can hold them now. Second down and 13, maybe 14. Up the middle is Strahan. Legs churning. He's across the 15 to the 16-yard line, still short of the first down. Bubba McDowell, leading tackler for the Oilers in the preseason, gets another. And 11 tackles coming into the game. The Raiders need about 7 for a first down. The ball on their own 16, and the clock at 2 minutes, 20 seconds. Berline evades one tackler, still scrambling, taken down, short of the first down at the 18-yard line. Tracy Eaton spinning Berline to the turf. Berline a little slow getting up.
Yes, he seems to have hurt his right leg a bit. Bubba McDowell came clean on a safety blitz, but Berline was able to avoid him. In doing so, he may have twisted an ankle.
Offense, 396 yards to 218 for the Raiders. On to punt, Jeff Gossett. Kenny Johnson deep for the Oilers. It's a bad kick by Gossett. Partially blocked. And it'll roll dead at about the 48-yard line. Who got a hand on it, Joe?
I couldn't tell the number that time, but it was definitely partially blocked. Maybe Chris Dishman. I see them congratulating Bubba McDowell. It could very well be Bubba McDowell.
Still couldn't tell, but chances are if it was a blocked punt, McDowell had something to do with it.
Well, I'd call that a rising to the occasion by the special teams, huh?
Now the Oilers with a chance to pull it out. Great field position. First down at the Raider 47. Carlson at quarterback has hit 70%. Carlson with time, has a man. Oiler first down. Kenny Jackson, the veteran, to the 34-yard line of the Raiders.
Well, that's the first time we've heard from Kenny Jackson. I've been curious to see how he's doing. He's a little unsure of this pass, but he still manages to hold on to it and then wraps it up smartly.
Carlson again. Across the middle. This one incomplete. He threw into double coverage that time, intended for Leonard Harris, and was lucky to escape with an incompletion.
I tell you, though, he couldn't have put that ball any better. I mean, it's right there to Leonard Harris. Harris slips, but he still has a chance to catch the pass. Look where that ball is.
He did. He did split the defenders with it, didn't he? He drilled it right between two black shirts. Third down. 4 yards to go for the first down. A minute 19 left. The ball at the 35-yard line of the Raiders, who lead 21-16.
Well, you can bet the Oilers are in a 4-down situation right now.
Carlson goes deep, and it's incomplete.
Hold him, go ahead and grab him and hold him.
Now it's 2nd and 20 with a minute 13 to play. The ball all the way back to the 45-yard line. Carlson gets rid of it. Completes it to Kenny Jackson. Hurry up offense in effect. Mike Richardson stopped Jackson. And this will be a third down play with about 12 yards for a first down. Carlson over the middle, diving catch made by Leonard Harris. Harris has an Oiler first down. The clock continues to roll. Clock now down to 28 and counting. First down at the 19. Carlson downs it to stop the clock at 22 seconds.
Left so they can stop the clock again.
Here's Carlson. Throws it complete. Oiler first down to the 2-yard line. Kenny Jackson on the catch. And the timeout called with 12 seconds left. The final Oiler timeout. Cody Carlson has hit 11 of 15. That one to Kenny Jackson makes it 1st and goal.
Well, what's Carlson? He finds the target. He hits him. And now as Jackson is tackled, you'll see Carlson come into view wanting to call a timeout. Well, maybe you won't see him come into view. What I haven't been able to understand is why these quarterbacks are run downfield and call timeout when all they have to do is turn around and signal to the referee who is standing right beside them.
Well, it's been this kind of game, a preseason game that has had all the hoopla and all the excitement of a playoff game. And it's coming down to 12 seconds left. The Oilers out of timeouts. 1st and goal from the 2-yard line with the Raiders leading 21-16. Cody Carlson has hit 11 of 15 passes, 152 yards.
Have a chance for another play if they're unsuccessful. For running play is unsuccessful. That's the ball game, folks.
Carlson. Flag down, intercepted. Intercepted by the Raiders. Intercepted by Matt Millen. There is a penalty marker now. Penalty flag. It's against the Raiders. It'll nullify the interception. 7 seconds left.
Oh boy, what a finish. In the middle of the field, the penalty occurs.
Number 36, first down.
Number 36 is Terry McDaniel, who is guilty of the hold. It's actually 54 Benson that made the pickoff instead of 55 Millen, but all for naught, and the Oilers get another chance. They've got it 1st and goal at the 1-yard line, 7 seconds left.
If they run a pass play, they can get 2 plays off if they don't score.
Carlson pitches it.
Hello.
Touchdown. Pinkett.
Wow, this is terrific.
Alan Pinkett took the pitch from Carlson, and nobody was near him as he crosses in for the go-ahead touchdown.
Beautiful option play. No one to cover Pinkett. And folks, after that touchdown, I mean, all the Oilers were on the football field. They all came out to congratulate their teammates.
That was it. On a running play, it's either score here or lose the game. And the pitch to Pinkett was good for the touchdown with 3 seconds showing on the clock. Congratulations, high fives all around. You don't think they wanted to win, preseason or not? Zendejas, extra point, good. 3 seconds left in the game as the Houston Oilers, after a costly penalty against the Raiders, given new life, converted into what could be the winning touchdown. Now remember, Tim Brown has run back a kickoff for a touchdown. In fact, the first one he touched as a rookie last year went 95 yards for a score.
Well, you know what you do. The first thing you do is not kick the ball deep. You're going to kick one of those low line drive bouncing things that only goes about 12, 20 yards maybe, not give him a chance to return.
Hopefully bounce it off a 275-pound
building. Hey,
Well,
you know what I noticed too, Tom? Haywood Jeffries has a knee wrap on now and he's limping badly. If in fact he does have a knee injury, you're talking about Gibbons and Jeffries both being lost for a while to the Oilers.
well, it could be a costly victory in terms of injured wide receivers. That last play, what would appear to be the winner, went 47 yards in 7 plays, given a second chance on the Raider hold, and it's 23-21. Well, Tim Brown is not in the game, and it will be undoubtedly a Zendejas squib kick. It has been an exciting game.
Oh, terrific. Terrific game.
And that second unit of the Oilers has a lot of reason to walk with a head high and chest thrown out after this one. We've seen really steady improvement in the backups from the Tampa Bay game to open the preseason until now.
And the front liners have looked good all along.
There's that squib kick by Zendejas. Clock starts when it's touched. They try to call timeout, and they do with 1 second left.
Not bad.
That's heads-up
That's
football.
bad. Tell you what, that's a good move. At least they have a chance at the old Hail Mary pass. If Matt Millen had decided to run with that football, the game would be over right now. Instead, he chose to call timeout. 1 chance left. And Vince Evans is in the game, Tom. As quarterback, he has a strong arm. Now, I know they've got to go downtown.
Vince Evans is indeed in for the first time tonight at quarterback. Jerry Glanville doesn't want to lose. He's got a safety man standing back at the 30-yard line.
Well, no, 25 yards.
No, still going.
20-yard line.
Barring a penalty, this will be the last play of the game. The ball at the 25.
The safety is 57 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Did Evans have a chance to get his arm loose?
Cut that loose.
That's about as far as he could throw it. Knocked down, and the game will come to an end. Well, it's been a terrific experience at the Oakland Coliseum. A game that seesawed back and forth, though the Oilers dominated actually from the statistical end of things. But it came down to a game-winning drive engineered by backup quarterback Cody Carlson as they surprised everyone and went to the option play, and Pinkett scored the winning touchdown. Been a lot of fun, hasn't it?
Oh, this has been a lot of fun. I tell you, this is like a regular season game, almost like a playoff game.
And the sellout crowd at the Oakland Coliseum getting its money's worth, although perhaps not too happy with the outcome as the Oilers pull it out 23-21. We'll be back in just a moment.